I know, I'm here. Isn't it amazing? Beep. I'm now also on Discord. Woo! Well, I posted that I'm here on Discord, so yeah. Yeah. Well, it's another cold day. It's another cold day. I am bored, I guess is what I was going to say. I am bored. I should be doing things. I know I should be doing things, but I just cleared the house because my partner was going to come back, and he's sick. So no, like that was my whole plan today. It was basically like clean the house, have a shower, and which I'm going to do like after this stream, and then play with my phone some more because I've been playing with my phone because ever since I got it, I can't put it down. I've been messing with it. So yeah, it's so strange how basically my routine for how I do things has changed just so crazy, so much craziness just because I got a new phone. So yeah, and I'm actually using the iPad for a TV now instead. It's like I feel bad. I feel bad that my camera is just left by itself. I feel really bad that my camera is just left by itself. My the old device that I use for a camera is in the house right now, and it's like it's just sitting there. It's lonely. I feel sad for it because instead of watching TV, I used to watch TV on that thing, but now I've got the iPad, which is just next to the camera right now. I got the iPad, and it's like I watch TV on that, which is a lot better. And I would feel weird going back to like watching TV on a tiny screen again. Um, but yeah, and like I'm actually able to use my phone, and I know this is weird. I know this is weird, but it's weird to say, but I figured they would be a huge change. You know, that basically like it would be that I would struggle at some stage when I wasn't able to use the phone. I was like annoyed, but I wouldn't say that I struggled. I basically just used my computer more. You know, I just used my computer for everything, and that was that. I was a bit more productive. um, but yeah, now I've got the phone back again. I thought there was going to be some kind of struggle involved, and there hasn't really been a struggle. There's been kind of confusing things that I've had to figure out when I've had to transfer information from the old phone to the new one and stuff like that. But apart from that, it's like it's fine. It works. It's great. We're good. And I just kind of got into like a sort of lazy routine. I do find myself procrastinating more, basically saying to myself that it's like, well, instead of actually getting on with doing work stuff, I'm going to, like Damien isn't here today. So I've got to figure out what I can eat in the house because like food is shrinking. There's going to be not much food left anymore if Damon doesn't get back to get the food. So I should be more worried about that, but it just makes me more creative in finding the food in the house that I can eat and what I can make and stuff. It's mostly just like clearing out the freezer. Like I cleared out the fridge. Now I'm clearing out the freezer and the cupboards. But the cupboards kind of get cleaned out with the fridge stuff. So yeah, it's a thing. Like yeah. Um but yeah, I've basically been doing that because once that's done, I can reward myself by sitting down with my new phone and watching TV, and basically like continue setting things up on my old phone, on my new phone, and stuff like that. Also, poking my friend to give me an S Pen. I think it's an S Pen, like a Galaxy Note S Pen. There's a specific pen that you should use with that thing, and it's, you know, stylus. And like, I kind of want one, and I keep like, I've got a friend who has like, they've upgraded their phone that came with an S Pen, so I kind of need them to give me it and stuff. But they're still like debating. They're still debating whether to give it into basically give in the phone and the S Pen together to basically their version of a pawn shop, because they're in Ireland. I think they're in Ireland. I can't remember if they're in Ireland or Scotland. I know they're in the north bit of Ireland. If basically like, you know, they're in Northern Ireland. They're not actually in Ireland. But yeah, like they want to hand it in. It came with the pen, which means that it might be part of the packaging. They're taking a long time in getting back to me with this information, because once I know this, you know, if I know that they basically have like handed it in and, you know, got money for that, which is great, then I want to know if I should have a look around, if I should shop for like one somewhere online. So yeah, you know, and buy it with the no money that I have. So yeah. Or basically have one charitably given to me, maybe, if somebody isn't using their S Pen, like general broadcasting kind of like distress call. If somebody is not using the S Pen and they don't want it anymore, then like, I'll have it. So yeah, then I can actually draw on my new phone, because I can actually draw on my phone now instead of doing what I did that one time I was trapped in my mother-in-law's place for a while, because that was torture, and I basically used my finger to draw on my phone, and it was just like, oh, this is horrible because it looks bad. And yeah, but no, Don, I was talking about the hi, by the way. I was talking about the new phone and how like I'm looking forward. One of the reasons why I chose this specific phone, you know, the specific device, is because, well, I chose the one above it, but yeah, I actually like this model more. Just aesthetically, I like this model more. It's plugged in right now, so I'm trying not to disturb the cable because there's like stuff on the cable. See the straightish lines, edges that it's got. I like that. I like that a lot better than the weird curvy shit that they're trying to do on the newest one. You know, it actually feels like a device and not like a, you know, like it's an ergonomic thing. You know, I like the more industrial kind of tech kind of thing. It feels more simplistic with these slightly sharp edges, even though they are not sharp edges. But it annoys me when they do that. If you're going to basically like provide me with no place to put my hand to hold the actual phone, because that's what annoys me. Okay, like I can't really demonstrate it because I intentionally choose phone cases. So this is an ancient device. This is the ancient phone that doesn't work, but I keep it. It's got the photos on it, so I'm forced to use it to upload photos about three or four times a day. It does that weird ghosty thing where it thinks that you're poking it when you're not, and stuff. Anyway, I've explained why this is broken too many times now. I'm not going to do it again. Yeah, so I don't like how phones, and I don't understand why this is a big design feature. Like, people mostly assume that you would hold a phone like this and then use it. But sometimes I want the option of holding the phone like this, especially on something that's a bit bigger, because I have short fingers. I have very, very big hands, but short fingers. Like, that's a chunky hand, right? I've got quite thick, like, chunky, muscly hands. Like, yes, they're pudgy as well, but also they're mostly kind of like, people will tell you, the people that have met me basically will tell you that I have very firm, strong hands. But my fingies are short, which means that in anything bigger than this, I will struggle to basically hold the phone like that, which means that I would have to grip the edges. But they purposefully design phones now so that the screen edge is right, the bezels, that is right up to the fucking edge, which means that you're touching the screen. And this is a problem with this one. Like, as amazing as it is, I'm touching the screen right now, holding it up like this. I don't like that. Also, when you're using it, it makes it complicated. It sometimes misreads what you're touching, and I hate that. So one of the reasons why I choose big chunky cases like this for my phones is so that I can actually, it gives me a grip. It gives me a gripping place. I'm not touching the screen right now, right? I'm not touching the screen right now, but I'm holding it without wrapping my hand around it. I can't do that on this one. Even when it's closed, I can't do that on this one because the front screen is as bad. It's right up to the edge, So yeah, I don't like it when you're doing that. If you're going to design a phone, and they love doing that with the phones, then why bother with the rounded edge? That basically means that you're going to have to limit how far the screen goes, at least easily. Like, they can actually make screens that are different shapes and sizes and stuff. In fact, that's what they do. Like, they do it with this one. Even with this one, like, on the other side, I can't. Again, it's plugged in. I don't want to risk dropping it, especially when I've got my hands full. But on the other side, it's actually got like a camera inside. It's got like 7 cameras. This thing. It's got a camera on the inside in this big tablet screen. It's actually in the screen. Like, it's a wall-to-wall tablet screen, right? Completely, like, illuminated surface with micro LEDs, or however that works. Yeah, the camera's underneath the screen, so they basically they turn off that layer of LEDs when you're using that camera, and then the camera basically, like, can see you. That's freaking amazing, and I love that. But please just give me an edge where I can hold the phone like this, please. But yeah, I like this one better. But yeah, what was I saying? You was asking about the pen. You were asking about the going digital. I just want to draw on that, but I need an S Pen. Now my friend's got an S Pen, but he basically is like, he's taking his sweet time getting back to me on whether he has to send the S Pen back with his phone, because he got a phone, and he got a Samsung Galaxy phone tablet mega note thing, whatever it is, and he got a phone upgrade, but he has to send his phone back, or he wants to trade his phone in for an upgrade or whatever. but the pen came with his phone. So yeah, it's like it's not like attached to his phone. It basically was. It just came in the box with his phone. It didn't actually like. It's not the super cool phone that you can actually slide the pen into. Although that would be cool, like a DS, you know. But yeah, um, he's taking his time, so I don't know if I actually have to try to get a loan to get another pen. So yeah. I wonder how many phone designers cry at the cases everyone uses on their phones. I think some, I think it's the actual people who design the look of the phone that get annoyed with certain phone cases. Not all phone cases, but certain phone cases. I think that basically designers understand that, it's like, oh, they really want this really cool device, but they don't want it to break. They want to protect it. So like they're okay with people designing cases like this. You know, I just wish that they would themselves maybe like I wish that the phones basically came with the option to get a phone case like straight away. You know, I wish they designed the phone cases with the phones so that basically you can choose whether to get like the super ultra rugged case or whatever. Like I would pay if I have money, I would pay like for that all to be included in the phone, in the in the unboxing experience. You know, you got your super sleek protective case, and you get your big rugged like metal case. Like this one. You know, like in the box. And I understand also that the whole reason why I got this phone case was because it was it was deceiving. Okay, and I've already been over this, but the pictures basically made this phone case look a lot more tougher than it actually is because it is basically just plastic. And I'm actually thinking about getting a different one. I don't think I can send this one back. Um, I haven't stuck the other bit on it yet. I'm going to do that when Damon gets back, when my partner gets back. But I'm thinking about basically just not doing that, and then like getting the other case that I was going to get for it instead, because this thing is not as big and chunky and robust as it looked in the pictures, and it's plastic. So yeah, and then I just get. I think I can't send that back. It comes in some very funky packaging that you basically have to destroy to get into it. So I'm pretty sure that I can't send this back. um, fuck. Yeah. Like there are other cases. The one that I was going to get was kind of it looked a bit plasticky, but it's like it's a lot thicker than this. And I do wish there was something to protect the screen. But the thing about the folding phones, like even the Google ones and all of the other folding phones, is that they actually you can't actually protect you can't put extra screen protectors or anything on that surface because they basically have already like put this the toughest grade screen protector on it. It's kind of already part of its surface. It's part of the layers that the actual device like needs for it to function and fold. So they already have a screen protector on it. you know I mean, you can put a screen protector on it, but then it won't fold. It won't fold anymore. Um, so I'm laughing because I know somebody who did that, and they were actually an intelligent person. And I was like, dude, like it tells you not to do that. When you get it, you don't do that. It's like my flip just it goes this much, and then it just doesn't go anymore. Like yeah, it wouldn't anymore, would it? you have another layer. It's tugging on itself. You know, it's it's not gonna it's not gonna do that anymore. It's not gonna fold flat anymore. I can't remember actually what happened. I'm pretty sure that like I gave him some advice about taking it, either sending it back or like taking it to a phone repair shop. Yeah. Oh, he's the one that got the Motorola. He lives in America. He's the one that got the Motorola foldy phone, the flip. But yeah, I think I'm pretty sure now. I remember. Yep, I remember he took it back. Well, he sent it back. I'm just trying to also remember other information that came with this file in my brain. It's like, yep, he sent it back, and I believe that he basically didn't get a refund, but he actually got like insurance, so he didn't have to pay for a new replacement one. But I can imagine basically like customer service telling him off in the most polite way possible. Why is this eye stinging? You heard Horace. I was going to get the like when I got my when I got my first flip, when I got my first foldy phone. Um, I was actually going to get the Motorola Razor, the flip Razor. Like that was going to be my device instead of the Samsung Z Fold 4. I think it was. I think it was the fourth generation. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna get the Motorola instead. The only thing, because it's actually really good. The only thing that bugged me about it is that it doesn't stay up. You know, it doesn't stay. It doesn't. Its hinge is either open or closed. It's either all the way open or closed. It basically doesn't have it doesn't have a a mechanical gear in it to basically like keep it in place, and the Samsung did, you know. But the Motorola's camera, it's like it was super strong, it was super tough, like it was made out of like all of its case was basically like metal and stuff, and it was just, yeah. I mean the other one was metal as well, but it's just that it was the Samsung was metal as well. It's just that it was very thin because they tried to pack as much in it as they could, and I didn't care. I basically like have I was okay with basically like it not being the fastest or whatever, as long as it had a good camera and as long as it basically like had um like really good storage because it had good memory as well and a good battery. I was okay, and it was still an innovation that it was a foldy phone at the time. At the time it was like it's amazing. You know, like I just got that phone and then I went to America to see Itchy and other friends and stuff, and it was like everybody there was amazed whenever I got my phone out. Everybody was just amazed, like, oh my god, that's amazing. And they were super jealous, and I was like, I know I shouldn't. I know this makes me a bad, terrible person, but it made me feel good to basically make everybody else feel bad that they haven't got what I got. Okay, give me a break. Okay, I needed it. I needed at least a little something to lift my spirits, because I did travel during COVID when the flights were just opened up. Like I did travel when just like as soon as I could, I traveled to go see Itchy. So it's like that was hell. That was hell with the mask kind of like smushed off against my face all the time. And because I've got a big I've got I was gonna say I've got a big head, because I've got a very thick neck. It means that the mask, which goes all the way around my head and not on my ears, basically it meant that the mask was like bright pushing on my cheeks all the time. It was just really hard to talk or do, or it made it a little bit hard to breathe. I know basically that like people keep saying it's like you can totally breathe with like with tons of masks on, with layers and layers of masks, and it's like, yeah, no, I get that. It's just that I couldn't, I couldn't breathe easily. So yeah, but I mean, like, I'm not saying that anybody that I hated that I had to wear a mask and stuff. I totally understand the reasoning behind wearing a mask, and I would totally wear a mask if basically there was a big pandemic and stuff like that. I get it. I get it. Just like calm down, everybody. Please calm down. Like, I'm not saying that masks are bad. I'm just saying that, like, particularly my mask was annoying because it had to wrap around my head, because I don't like things on my ears. My ears like are sensitive to sound, yes, but also like just around my ears. Like, I can't wear headphones, and even the earbuds, I have to get the wraparound ones, and even then I can't wear those for a long time, because then my ears will start to get sore. One of the reasons why I don't wear my glasses all the time is because if I do wear my glasses all the time, like for a whole day, and I forget that I'm wearing them, then when it comes to take them off, my ear would feel so sore. Like, oh, like, how did this hurt me so bad? I know I'm a big baby. I get it. I get it. But anyway, yeah, there are ways around this. You can basically get glasses that actually do, like, just strap onto the back of your head, and doesn't just rest on your ears and stuff like that. And I actually have one of those like adapter things, but they're too small for my head, and I've even just like resorted to making one out of rubber bands. But then the rubber bands like degrade, and eventually they just ping off. So you just be like working, and all of a sudden it will just go ping. You're like, fuck. Or they do it when you don't notice that they did it. So then the glasses are back resting on my ears again, and it's all a big faff. Why was I talking about this? Oh, the Motorola phone. How did I get from there to my glasses? Hey, Roscoe. Roscoe, I need to have a meeting with you at some point to set up the Telegram. That's it. I need a quick tutorial at some point. Tutorial, Jesus. But yeah, at some point when we're both free. No rush, no pressure. Just saying I need to do that. I keep like meaning to when I'm in here and I check my messages, and then I basically like then have to go off and make food or whatever. Like, I always get back into the house and I'm like, oh fuck, I should have done that on Discord. And I can do that now on my new phone, but I usually end up doing something else on my new phone. Like playing games. Because I can play games now on my phone. Like, I'm not saying that anybody should do this, but if you want to feel the pain that I went through for like 4 months, it feels like longer. It feels like way longer than I think it was more like 5 months. When was it? In the middle of like summer or something like that? My phone broke. Like, my camera became inoperable on my phone because of the pokey issue. But yeah, like, break your phone and then don't replace it for like 4 months or 5 months. Yeah, Roscoe, I've said this many times already. I am thinking of basically using Telegram and Twitter to basically store, make the archive of my videos, because somebody told me, I don't think it was you, I think it was somebody else. Somebody told me that it's basically like Discord, but can handle pretty much any file size, so I can make a Discord-esque server kind of group, whatever, on Telegram, and then like I'm gonna basically upload everything very slowly to Twitter as well, which I have to set up as well, because I think my Twitter account is fucked up somehow. I think there's some issue with my Telegram, with my Twitter account. Like it keeps logging me out, even though I've set it up ages ago to not do that, and I keep having to reset it in the settings and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, hopefully we'll talk about it and we'll discuss it together at some stage. But yeah, I need to have that meeting / tutorial / whatever with you, basically. But yeah, need to figure out exactly when to do that, when we're both online and free, which is a bit hard because I don't know. I don't have a schedule, so it's kind of a bit hard to say exactly when I'm going to be online and free. Anyway, once I know a time-ish, then I will I'll pull my finger out my butt and I'll actually do that. What the fuck was I saying? How did I get from glasses, from Motorola to glasses? It was the mask, and then it was because I was talking about my old phone. Yeah, the only reason why I didn't get the Motorola was because it had a gearless hinge, so it was either closed or open. It held itself closed, and it had one other gear on it, which meant that basically it was only open and it held itself open. But when you basically were in between, it would either go one or the other. It wouldn't hold itself up. That's the only reason why I didn't get a Motorola Razr, whatever. So yeah. But yeah, I haven't heard any horror stories about the Motorola's. All of my friends have basically had either Samsung or the Pixel Folds. Do they do a Pixel Flip? I don't think they do a Pixel Flip, do they? Yeah, I haven't heard anybody basically that has a Motorola Fold. I haven't had any horror stories about them. The only bad stories that I've heard about them is when it's broken, when they have actually dropped it and it's basically or sand or something had gotten into the hinge, which meant that basically it was underneath the actual hinge part, the little bit in the middle, that they couldn't take them in to get repaired as easily. So basically they went and took them in to get repaired, but nobody has any parts for them. However, everybody basically says, it's only been one person, everybody. The person that has had this issue said what was told by all of the places that they went to get their phone repaired, that they had parts for Samsung, but they don't have anything for the Motorola Folds, the flips. Yeah. So yeah. It's that's the only horror story. You basically have to send it back to get a new one if your one is broken. Whereas Samsung, you can take that into any place and they can repair it pretty quickly and easily, apparently, because they have parts for all of it. which is cool. I am waiting. I really like this one company. I can't remember which one it is. Is it like Simple Phone or something? Or OnePlus? I can't remember what the company name is, but it's a module phone. You can actually like take it apart with just screws. It has screws on it, and you can actually like put a better camera in it, put better camera modules in it and stuff like that. However, if you basically put it in a case, it looks just like an iPhone. It's crazy. Like Mr. Mobile, I think that's the name of his channel, recently did like a video on it, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. That's so cool. I can't do after the stream because after the stream I've got to go eat food and then shower. I pretty urgently need that shower. I feel really gross. I was going to shower yesterday, but I couldn't shower yesterday because, like, I found out that Damon was coming back today, but I've just been told that Damon's not coming back today. He's coming back tomorrow. So yeah. Anyway, what was I? Where was I? Oh yeah, the phone thing. We're talking about my favorite subject, my favorite item at the moment, the phone. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting another case for it. I'm a little bit concerned about a couple of things, and that's mainly because, like, there is a little bit of stress involved with having this phone now, and I feel like this is purely because it's a second-hand phone. It's like because I had such bad luck with my other second-hand device with a giant scratch and the battery that doesn't last as long and stuff like that. It's like I'm trying to find the catch because this one is also a second-hand device and it's like it's working perfectly. I know I might be jinxing myself. It's working perfectly. There is no blemishes on it apart from that tiny one on the back. It's like its battery is amazing. The reason why it's plugged in now is because I hadn't plugged it in for 2 days. And I've been using it a lot. So it's amazing. The folds though, I know that the folds in particular, they have a big battery life because they've got 2 batteries basically. Because they are 2 devices pretty much. So yeah. But yeah, that's crazy pants. But yeah, I'm just like I'm just a little bit wary of it. I don't understand. Like, there's got to be a catch. I'm just, yeah, probably being just paranoid. And I should just be happy with my device, which I am, to be fair. It's just that, Oh, I haven't put Amazon on it yet. I was going to say, why don't we look for new cases on Amazon? But I can't do that because Amazon's on my old phone, and I don't think it's logged in on my on this phone. I think I did download Amazon app. It's got all the apps that my old device had. So yeah. Uh, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Anything like anybody got to talk to me about, or like, or anything? Wow. Hair is really sticking up on one side. Oh, nothing. Only thing I have is we can talk about it. We just can't show anything. Just trying my hardest not to be ass in Dynasty Warriors. Just set it to easy. I'm at my parents' house and I'm trying to figure out how to bring my computer here. Well, I mean that's not hard. You just take it from one location and then move it to the other. That came out way meaner than I thought it was going. I was trying to like I've kind of overused a certain phrase that I kind of semi stole it from Scrubs, I think. Um I was like, well, that's not hard. You just you procure some kind of method of transportation, and then, and then you basically give like three random but good methods of transportation. So I think it's like it's like boat, plane, tricycle, helicopter is also a good one. I like the tricycle. You have to add the tricycle in. So basically it's two methods of transportation that are uncommon, and then add tricycle, and then bring your computer to your parents' house. It's just a joke. It's just a jerky. It's a jerky response. It's just a jerky response that I love to use, but I kind of overused it so much that my brain kind of gets stuck on picking the things because it's like, don't know, I already used that one. I'm pretty sure I have. But yeah, there's no good place to set it up. How big is the computer? Um, the modem is on a high shelf. Why? Do you have to install a receiver to get Wi-Fi in a desktop computer? Okay, I don't think I can help you with it. I don't have enough information to basically like help you. I'm sorry. I'm trying, but it's just that my visual processor is not working correctly enough. Because like literally, you just should just move it from here to there. It kind of depends also, doesn't it, on like how comfortable your parents are with like you moving around stuff, because like it's an easy fix if you can move around stuff, because like all you need is, yeah, it's basically like the floor and a table of some kind. It might even be the dining room table if you have a dining room, or if you have a kitchen table or whatever. Even if you have a kitchen counter, then like set up a chair there. I don't know. you know. Like you can even like just sit on the sofa and use like the sofa or a chair, and just like put your monitor on a small table or shelf or something. I don't know. There's options, and also the modem thing. You just get a long cable. I mean, just do that. Yeah, I'm still very weirded out. Where's this? Oh, is it because this I lay on this side? This side of my hair is sticking up because I lay on this side. Ugh, okay. No, don't be tired yet. You're not allowed. Um, there you go. You got stuff. There you go. I think basically my first, like, the house computer. When I was growing up, the house computer was in the living room, and it was on a shelf that was just like on a shelf. It was just a series of shelves that like was in the living room. My dad basically just put a couple of shelves together in a corner nook kind of area, where the bookcase used to be, and like that's where everything lived, just on a series of shelves that he had built into the wall there. Um, and it was just a dining room chair that was the computer chair, and that was the house PC. You have a dog? But yeah, eventually, when I built my own computer, um, like at first I had just this crappy desk, like this really cheap, rubbish, crappy desk meant for kids, basically, you know. And that was it because my room was teeny weeny. I had a tiny room. It was basically a little bit bigger than this, so I shouldn't really complain. Um, but yeah, it was just in the very corner of my room, and like I remember that I couldn't put my legs underneath the desk anymore because the computer lived there, and the monitor took up the entire desk, and it was like, yep, still cool though. I got a computer. Um, Eventually, when I when I was in high school, like I actually got a proper desk. I got this really fancy desk where like the the computer itself had its basically like its own shelf next to the desk, and the desk itself was glass, and it basically like it had like another stand with something on it that basically you're supposed to put a printer on or something, but the desk was glass, and the monitor was under the desk. It was like in the desk, so that basically you were looking down at it like this instead of looking up like this. and it was basically to prevent neck strain or something. But I just liked it because it was a glass desk. It was basically really cool. It was like the whole thing is glass. It's amazing. That was a pain in the ass. It was a pain in the ass. Once I built that desk, it basically I don't remember what happened to the desk. I moved out. When I moved back in again, it was gone. Yeah, I took the computer with me when I moved. So basically, like when I came back, like I had a computer, but I didn't have a desk anymore. So yeah. Oh no, wait. No, it was there when I moved back in. When I moved back in, but I don't know what happened to it after that. I think it's because I stopped because I didn't use the monitor, the old computer anymore. I basically just used my laptop. I don't know what happened to my old computer. I think I gave it to my brother. I'm not entirely sure. Um, like I just completely erased it from my memory because when I came back, I had a laptop and I basically just put my laptop on top of the desk. It was in my new room because by then my parents had basically changed around the house again. So it was in my new room, which was the back of the house instead of the mini room at the front of the house, because my parents had basically like knocked the wall down between my brother and my room to make their bedroom, to make it their bedroom, and I was in their old room, and in that room was the new desk. Like when I came back, it was like that's where my new desk was. They hadn't moved my bed. I do remember having to move my bed, but I don't remember having to move the desk itself because the desk itself was already in that room. So yeah. Dedicated computer desks. Yep. It was a super duper fancy one. Even though I was in high school, I basically was like, I can't remember. I think it was like a part of a Christmas present or birthday present. I can't remember. I don't remember buying it. It was something that I definitely picked out so that like I got given it as a present. I know that sounds weird, a weird gift to get, but I was weird. I was weirdly practical, like when it came to presents when I was growing up, because um, I didn't really. I thought it was weird asking for something really expensive. So what I would do instead would be to ask my relatives for money so that I can get stuff that was expensive. And I kind of like missed a trick there because I could have got my parents to give me whatever I wanted. If I'm to be believed, because when I had got expensive shit, my brother complained that he didn't get the expensive shit, and he would just ask for stuff for on his birthday or for Christmas. And basically, like when my parents said that's too expensive or whatever, he would whine and moan that I got all of the expensive shit that I asked for, even though I didn't actually ask for it. I asked for money so I could get one expensive item, one semi-expensive item. We're talking like child expensive here, so basically we're talking basically like a new TV or a PlayStation or a VCR or something. You know, it's like yeah, like I could get all of that stuff because I had a job for one thing, and also saved up my money, and also um, didn't I knew that I basically wasn't be able to get like this stuff, but yeah, they caved in and basically gave my brother whatever he wanted because he moaned and whinged about it so much. Yeah, having a brother was kind of lame. I remember that so clearly. I remember one thing really clearly. I know this. I never could understand how people thought that I was in the wrong, but I felt so selfish and horrible. I'm going to tell you a story now, and feel free to judge me and tell me like if I was in the wrong here. Okay, I don't know if I might have told this story before, but okay, like because I know I've whined a lot about my brother before in the past, and I get it, you know, but like I have so much evidence of my parents favoring him way more than me, you know. So much evidence, but whatever. Anyway, right. My brother was holding a um basically a garage sale. He needed some money for something. I can never remember what it was. He needed some money for something, so basically he held like a mini garage sale. The only problem is that he didn't have a lot of stuff that he wanted to get rid of himself. So basically, I gave him some stuff to sell. Some of my stuff that I didn't want anymore, so that basically, like, he can either keep it himself or he can sell it. With the assumption that, like, his little stool, his little like, garage sale thing would basically be, doing better that way, so that he would basically feel good that he did a really good thing. I was expecting him to basically give me back at least half of the money that he made when he did this. I was just expecting that, like, I wasn't giving it to him. I was basically like letting him sell it so that I could basically also get some money for it. You know, like his part of the deal was that I could give him, and I swear I explained this to him really clearly. Like like I was going to give him this stuff, and he can have this stuff, or he can sell it. But if he sold it, then I get half of the money, right? Like, this was the deal. I'm trying to remember exactly how I was old, how I was old, how old I was, how old we were, you know. But the thing is that I think I was like 12, which would make him like 10. So yeah, this logic is stupid. Like trying to expect my 9 or 10-year-old brother to comprehend this. Yeah. Anyway, like when he had finished doing his buying and doing his selling, when he'd finished doing his little mini garage sale and stuff like that, like I remember being in the kitchen and him being like, "Look all the money I made," like this is like I did really good. Look how good I was. And I was like, and I was there, and my mom and dad was there. Hi, Panda Fox. And my mum and dad were there. We were all in the kitchen, like kind of at the dinner table, about to have dinner, I think. Um, and I said, "Oh, cool. Like how much did we make?" And he was like, "I made this much." I was like, "Okay. What's my cut of that?" He's like, "Your cut?" As if I just like pooped on him or something. It's like, "Your cut?" I was like, "Yeah. I mean, we agreed. Like what? How much of that is from selling my stuff?" And he was like, "Well, you gave it to me to sell, so I mean, this is all mine." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing this." Mum, I don't know why. I don't know why I expected this. Like, I told Mum about the logic. I told Mum about exactly what had happened, and like, I'm not debating whether this part is wrong, because like I know that what my mother did and what my brother did was wrong in this next part, okay? Because my brother lied. He basically said, "No, you just gave me all that stuff to sell so that I could make money." Even though we had already agreed, I told you the terms and I'd explained this to him. Yeah. So yeah, I was basically expecting my mother to like understand my logic and the whole situation. And of course I was not blindsided. I was just feeling like it was very unfair that my mother believed him because she said to me, it's like, well, that's true. He you know, it's like if you did say, you know, if you basically gave things to him to sell, then all of that money's his. Oh, and I was like, right, but I told you about the deal we'd already made a deal, you know, we had already agreed on stuff. And then she was like, well, you can't expect him to do that, you know, you can't expect him to understand like complex deals at his age. And I was like, he's just 2 years younger than me. It's like he understood, and essentially I got $20 out of like whatever it was. It was not as it was like $100 or something. I can't remember how much it was. It was just, I remember it being a not great percentage, you know. But I got $20 for the stuff that was sold, which was not entirely cheap, you know. And it was like, I feel bad for even taking the $20. I know am I completely an asshole for taking my brother's $20, even though I was 12 and he was 10, you know? Like, am I the dick? Am I the arsehole here in this situation? Because I still feel like I am, even though these people at the time, anyway, were still horrible, and my brother is actually still horrible. Like, I still feel bad about this. I need somebody to tell me that I'm not a horrible person for this whole situation, you know? Yeah. Oh, who did I lose? Probably, but not anymore. Well, I should feel bad then. I should have felt bad then. No, sorry, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Guys, I did say that. I'm okay with being judged. You can judge me. You can judge 12-year-old me. I'm allowed. I'm allowing it, okay? You are not horrible, and it happened years ago. I know, but it's in my brain. That's part of depression, by the way. It's your brain basically reminding you of horrible things that you might have done in the past. Just at random. just at random. Like even shit that you did in your dreams. That's the worst part, you know. But yeah. I mean, I remember being 8 and like nearly killing a baby, basically. When I was like 8. And I say nearly killing a baby. I basically like statute of limitations. I'm pretty sure the baby's not dead. I'm pretty sure I remember everything being okay. But basically, I threw a pillow onto a chair, not knowing a baby was on it. Essentially, when I was 8. But I still feel terrible because like it's like. Mm-hmm. But what if somebody immediately sat on it? You know, like so. Basically, what happened was I threw a pillow. Like I was sitting on the pillow on the floor playing a really old computer game. I can't remember what it was exactly. I feel like it was a Sega something. I feel like it was Sonic-y based. But yeah, I was sitting on the pillow on the floor, and the grown-ups were like in the room and like talking and stuff like that. And one of them had a baby. Like one of my mum's friends bought her baby. And just while it was sleeping, basically, it was on a chair, like really obviously on a chair. Just yeah, I like didn't see the baby. I was basically like Game Gear. It was the Game Gear. It was the game. It was that weird Game Gear thing. That's what I was playing. I was sitting on the floor watching TV on super low that only I could hear because I had super hearing. While the baby was asleep, playing Game Gear, watching TV, and I had to sit on the floor because that's the only place where the charger cable would connect because you could plug it into the wall and play it. It was super cool at the time. Okay, give me a break. But yeah, I basically got up and then I just threw my pillow onto the chair like I normally do. But like I heard just from the other side of the room, like somebody gasped audibly and stuff, and it was like one of the adults. And like I said, I'm pretty sure everything was fine. But like this very light pillow, it wasn't even that big of a pillow. It was like this big, like was on it. You know, it was just like on it. But to this day, my brain keeps saying it's like, yeah, but if like somebody had immediately had, and if nobody saw that had happened, and then somebody just sat on the sofa, they would have killed the baby. You know, like I still feel bad about this. I still feel horrible about this. I would have been responsible for another human life disappearing. And it would just suck. You know, even though everything was fine, but my brain just doesn't believe me. Well, you trusted an 8-year-old to share money with you. That was a no from the beginning. Uh-huh. Yeah, I was 12. I didn't have this valuable life experience. And also, I felt that my brother, even though he was already a douchebag, basically was, redeemable. He was my brother. He was supposed to be kind of like, he's not fully formed yet. Neither was I. So basically, like he could get better. No. Did everybody leave because I told everybody that I nearly killed a baby? I was a kid. I was a pretty small kid. You don't know what this state is, okay? Did you figure it out, Don? Did you figure out your thingy? How you doing, Panafox, by the way? I don't really have anything to talk about. I've basically just been like talking about my phone. Oh, cool. I know you don't have it with you. I'm just saying, like, how you doing with like figuring it out in your brains? Panafox is at work, like always, because your time has run out. For your free time is now over, so you're back to doing the worky work forever. Neat. I know. I'm sorry. My brain, because I'm kind of always doing something in the background in my head. One of the things became very loud in my head because I've been trying to figure out, if Starfleet actually existed. Like if I was suddenly like thrust into the future and Starfleet did exist, like I wouldn't go for it. I wouldn't be in Starfleet. But it has nothing to do with me not wanting to be in Starfleet. I would super love to be in Starfleet. I don't like being yelled at. And I've got a feeling that Starfleet Academy would make you, would basically yell at you. They'd be yelling cadet at you all the time. And it's like, ugh. So yeah, I'd just be like a non. Yeah. Anyway, hi. 1, 2, 3, whatever. But yeah, hey, just be one of the chefs. Right, but that's just not gratifying for me. I would be like a civilian, but I would basically be a technical, a technical civilian, I guess. Like you can not be in Starfleet, but you can still work for Starfleet. You can still work. You can still do the ship engineering stuff. Oh my god, my character that is already in Star Trek. However, he's actually in Starfleet. So yeah, he's a Starfleet engineer. But yeah, you can actually be personnel. I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to be in Starfleet to actually work on one of the stations, or be to be an engineer. You don't have to be in Starfleet. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd be okay. Also, Roscoe, we didn't get there yet, but there's a reason why the chef on Enterprise is left to be a mystery, and that we did see him once, if you remember. We just didn't see his face. And again, there's a reason why the chef on Enterprise is a mystery. But nobody tell him. I don't know if anybody's actually seen all of Enterprise, so yeah. Well, what is the Star Trek fan story that you've written? What era is it set in? That's the thing. What era is it set in? Because I'm assuming that you've actually watched a lot of Star Trek now. Did you watch all of Enterprise? Because then you would know about the whole mystery about the chef thing situation. I actually can't watch Star Trek. I think it's the start of next month. I think I can't watch Star Trek anymore, like on Netflix. I thought that you were gonna go watch Star Trek when you said that you were gonna go watch Star Trek. Well, this was a while ago, but yeah. Well, then you can watch it. I've been trying to watch it with Itchy, and it's really irritating because I kind of want him to watch it by himself, but because there's just so much Star Trek, there's just so much. I mean, it's like 60 years old, for fuck's sake, you know. But yeah, it's like, oh, it's so uncool. We haven't even got to the Zindi yet. I think we're getting there. I think we're in the middle of like, well, I think we're in the end of season 2. Yeah, but you have to rewatch a bunch of Star Trek because I think you're on season 4. I think you're only on the last season. Weren't we on the last season? But yeah, I kind of want to fast forward through the whole Zindi bullshit, but we can't because it's integral to the storyline now. Well, if you want to join us when we're watching Star Trek, then it's every Thursday. I was going to say around about this time, but it's actually a bit earlier than this time, usually. But yeah, everybody's free to do so. We are in the cinema. We just do it on Discord in the cinema. We just watch it there. So yeah, like we're not barring anybody from watching it. Where did everybody else go? You can't do that though. Not on Starship, not on Starfleet. You can do it in like something else, but not in Starfleet. Still in Starfleet. Yeah, I don't know how you'd do that. No, I know you can. I'm just saying that, like, for it to be accurate, if you want to set it in the Star Trek universe, then basically, I can't really see. I just don't. I don't. I mean, I can imagine different situations and stuff like that, but it's like there would have to be like very specific situations in which like a bunch of fat dudes commandeers a Starfleet vessel. Unless you just make them all Tellarites. I'm still so pissed off. I'm so pissed off with Starfleet Academy is coming out soon-ish. I think it comes out this year. Pretty sure it comes out this year. It's supposed to be early this year that it comes out as well. So yeah, soon. I'm so annoyed at it. That's nice. Hi, Dom. You could do that with the Tellarites. What happens? Do they take over a Starfleet vessel? Can't you just have a ship of Tellarites? A ship of gay Tellarites? That would be incredibly catty. Because they like arguing with each other all the time. You know, it's like they really enjoy a good argument. So basically, that would be very funny because it would just be a bunch of them just arguing with each other in a gay way. Yeah. I don't actually know that much about Tellarite. I don't think they basically have explored Tellarite kind of, their society that much. I don't think we've ever been to Tellarite Prime or Turellian Prime, whatever it's called. Fallen starship fellow in a separate timeline that they repair, find a small chubby guy in cryo storage that they unfreeze, helps them on their travels. Anyway, yeah, it's possible that basically like they don't have a kind of like sexual preference scale like humans do, with the whole gay, bi, hetero, whatever. And that basically they just kind of like love whoever they're with kind of situation. I don't know. It's possible, but it's it's more than likely they just set it up as just a regular kind of hetero normal society kind of situation, Yeah. You never see a Tellurite woman. I just realized that. Never seen a Tellurite woman. Ever. Oh my god. There are two possibilities. I just realized this. There are two possibilities for Tellurite females. They are either insanely attractive or they are more animalistic and pig-like than the Tellurites themselves. Because we've got this one, I know it's in Discovery, and I don't give a shit about Discovery. I really don't. But there's one episode of Discovery where they basically like pick up a fugitive and stuff like that, and like it's kind of stated that one of the Tellurites is after them because he had sex with his wife. Like this fugitive has sex with his wife, and it's like they all kind of look at the fugitive as if it's like that's disgusting or whatever, but his response is like she was hot. But they kind of like I feel like there's like one guy who says you had sex with a pig, you know. So I got a feeling that they're not that Tellurites are a species that are actually insanely different, looks wise. They are incredibly different, kind of like humans, like humans, men and females, male and female people, like our two varieties are kind of really different from each other, not just anatomically. We're one of the few species that basically like few, there's like, isn't there like 20%? It's there's like 20% of all the species on Earth where the males and the females look incredibly different from each other. But we're one of the ones on the mammalian side, anyway, that basically do have this weird distinction that we can tell pretty much male and female from looks. I'm just saying generally, okay? Like no, don't anybody take like this as if I'm saying like, oh, but except for trans people. No, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just general human beings, just generalizationing it all. But what if the Tellarites are kind of similar, but to the extreme? So it kind of implies that Tellarite females are either really hot, like really humanoid, and really hot, like females, like the like really hot women, or they are big pigs. They are just straight up pigs. They are actually just like less humanoid, more farm-like pigs. Because, like, in live action, we've never seen a Tellarite female. So, yeah. I mean, it's possible that they're all males. Who knows? Oh, it's not, because then that line from Discovery basically wouldn't make sense. I also forget that the race flocks Denobulan and just start to a weird poly relationship in the ship. Weird again. That's it's very polyamorous relationships aren't that weird. They're just like usually not very successful, and as a result, not that common. So yeah. I also forget what. Denobulan. Phlox is a Denobulan. He's a Denobulan. Denobulan. Wow. Oh wait, Tellarite women in normal in terms of Star Trek Online. Yeah, Star Trek Online though. Not everything from Star Trek Online is canonized. Like, I think they've canonized some of the ship designs, but that's it. Like, literally, that's the only thing they can canonize in Star Trek. From Star Trek Online, because they reuse kind of out of laziness. I feel like this is lazy. It's nice. It's nice for the fans of Star Trek Online, but the ship designs, for example, like they've used a lot in Picard, in particular, of Star Trek Online ships, and that's neat. But I don't really feel like Picard is canon anyway. Just personally, I just don't. I'm not believing that Picard is canon. So yeah. They just have more pointed ears. Do the Tellarites have pointed ears? I don't think you can see their ears. They all have longer hair, except for in Discovery, of course, because they have to fuck with what Tellarites look like in Discovery. I hate Discovery doesn't exist for me either, but it kind of, I have to acknowledge that it is at least canon, only because of Strange New Worlds, and I want Strange New Worlds to be kind of canon. Most of Strange New Worlds is pretty good. So yeah. I drunk some more, so my train of thought is coursing off. No, this is fine. Gonna try and do something else to focus. It's not canon, but you have that for a reference. So basically, like a Tellarite freighter kind of picks up an old sleeper ship that humans built before warp drive, because those actually existed. Like, we did have simple warp vessels, and they were pretty cool, but they were sleeper ships, and they could only go to warp 1 or something. So it's very possible that you basically rescue, like, you have a bunch of Tellarites, rescue a bunch of humans, like 1 or 2 humans, maybe. I don't know. Or you find a human escape pod or something, but then you can have your story to exist. That's fine. You can make them fat Tellarites if you want, like exceptionally fat Tellarites. Shockingly, they like mud baths. and hot springs. Seems about right. I'm trying to remember, like, the kind of weight range of the ones that we actually see on screen, and like, I think they're really husky, like 250 pounds. I think the ones from the original series, and like, they're a little bit slimmer. The ones from Enterprise, You know, you're allowed to say bad words in the chat. It's fine. It's not going to boot you because of that. You just can't say slurs. I think is the thing that YouTube has a problem with. Yeah, the ones from Enterprise are probably around about just the just above the 200-pound range, I think. You know, but they intentionally chose stocky, short actors, like just a little bit shorter than humans and a little bit stockier. So, like, yeah, in Enterprise. But for whenever we see them in the newest shows, in the new generation of shows, you know, Strange New Worlds and Discovery and stuff, then like those have been different Tellarites, because you actually get like the tusked Tellarites, which are still Tellarites, but they are, well, they're just different. They are more pig-like, but they do seem to be slimmer. And the modern depictions of Tellarites have just been like, they're just like normal people, but they've got piggy faces. It's like, one of the things about Tellarites is that they're chunky. They've got to be chunky. So yeah. You probably wouldn't like my Tellarite guy then, my character, my actual character that's in Starfleet. Because remember, I'm in a book. Like, there's a character who is a spaceship inspector, and he's a half human, half Tellarite, and he's around about 350 pounds, I think. I don't know. They don't specify his weight or whatever. But yeah, he's a ship inspector. So yeah. But yeah, that character is definitely based on me. He's not in it for long. But it's just like, oh yeah, I got told by my friend that I was like, oh yeah, I got like I had this story. This was fucking years ago. Like, I got this story where I wrote you into a scene, and there's this Tellarite, and oh shit, what was his name? I think he's Karog, or something, because this guy is the writer. He's in the writing thing that we do, like the novella thing with, when we do like sci-fi writing together in our joint universe. Anyway, one of my races is called the Karoo, and basically they're kind of like Tellarites. They're a race of bears, basically. You know, short, very stout dudes have the tattoo on their chin. That basically is a throwback to when they had the sect system, you know, the caste system. But they've all got tattoos on their chin, and they all have at least got mustaches. But yeah, they're basically like they're dwarfs, I guess you would say. But they're all very stocky dwarfs. But their race is mostly men, and yeah, it's a whole big thing. But yeah, like, they're called the Karoo, so I remember it sounding like the word Karoo, because he liked that for a name for a Tellurite for some reason. And he's in there and he talks about his love of the Intrepid class starships, because his story, his official Star Trek novel is set partly on a Intrepid class starship, and he's basically there from the station to inspect the ship. And it's like, yeah, it's a thing. Right, but it's not a fat captain. You can't have a fat captain in Starfleet. You can have a chunky captain in Starfleet, but you can't have like a fat captain. I guess you can have like if you had like a Tellurite captain, because they are part of the Federation. So yeah. When do they become part of the Federation? Because I know you get the option to basically have Tellurites. You have Tellurites in Star Trek Online, but Star Trek Online is set just after. Yeah, Star Trek Online is set just after Voyager, I think. The last time I was there, it was set just after Voyager and Nemesis and all of that stuff, all of the movies. So yeah. Like, I know there, I've definitely seen a Tellurite captain in Star Trek Online, and that's possible. But I don't think you really see the Tellurites again in the Next Generation, and I don't think you see them even on Deep Space Nine. I think they're mentioned on Voyager, but you don't actually see one. But in the original series, the Tellurites and the Vulcans, the Tellurites, the Vulcans, and the Andorians were still having conflicts. So, like, there wasn't any Andorian crew members and stuff. Although Strange New Worlds, they do actually have an Andorian crew member, at least for the first season. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like they should have had a Tellurite somewhere, live action. A fast super chat captain able to make a Klingon captain hesitate due to their size. I'm guessing size. Solving negotiations, saving their captive engineers from. Yeah. I'm sorry. There are many. I've already got a bunch of sci-fi, like gator fiction and stuff like that. Like I do actually have a couple. Like, there's people that get infected with parasites. There's people that get infected with like a certain disease and stuff, which like fucks with their metabolism. You know, there's lots of ways in which you can accidentally make fat gainer fiction, basically, in space. You know. So yeah, it's not weird. There's like a lot of stuff. There's like a hallucinogenic fungus. I think there was like I think somebody was like playing with the idea for their fiction. They were trying to bounce it off me as like a scientific consultant kind of situation, where a Starfleet like organization has this issue. I think it was a furry. Yeah, it was a furry story. Has this issue where somebody goes down to a planet and basically makes some scans and everything, and while they're taking scans and taking samples and everything, they accidentally get exposed to this spore of this fungus, and this fungus basically like lives in fat cells of the animals on this planet. So like they get infected, they don't know why they can't stop eating, and they get fat, and it's just a whole thing. So yeah, it's not hard to basically make an excuse for why there are fat people in space. You know, there's also like a parasite that does something similar. Yeah, I mean, there's the impregnation stuff as well, which is always funny. It's like, I know some people find it hot, but when I read impregnation stuff, it's just like about aliens impregnating people or furries or whatever. Then it's like, it always just sounds silly. It just sounds so dumb, and sometimes funny. Like there's this one. See, I can't giggle. I can't stop giggling in it, but it's just it's I know that some people find this really hot, but basically, like, there's this one, like, fox or something. It's like he's also, it's also a Starfleet like situation where there's like a space fleet or whatever you want to call it, like it's basically Starfleet, but it's all furries, and like this fox guy, like he essentially goes to this planet, then like he goes missing for a little while. I'm trying to remember the exact details, but I'm trying to level the exact details without telling you the whole story. But essentially, like he goes missing, he then comes back, and like they do a checkup on him, and he's got this weird growth in his stomach, like actually in his stomach. And the doctor's just like, it'll probably be fine. It's just probably just something that you're going to pass, the system will pass through, or, you know, within a couple of days or something, you know. Basically, you're going to poop it out. It's fine, you know. But he doesn't. And it basically grows until the egg itself is way too big to pass through any sphincter. And it's just like, oh, he's fucked. But it's just very funny because it gives him a big round tummy, and it's very, very cute and stuff. But it's like everybody's panicking because they don't know what to do and everything. And it's just like I just want to be one of the characters. I want the Doctor to be, you know, from Lower Decks to be on there and be like, yeah, but this is the future, and we live in a spaceship. It's I can cut him open, take that thing out, and then just stitch it back up again. It's not like he's not going to die. It's fine, you know. But in the story, it's this huge big thing, and it's really funny. It's a really cool picture that goes with it as well. It's like, what the hell is in me? And it's like, it shows them the scan. It's a big egg. It's like, there's an egg in me. That's a giant egg. What the fuck? You know, it's very funny. Oh my god. Yeah. An episode where the captain is bedlocked, so the engineer has to help them while bedbound, right? While the crew is busy with conflict. Yep, that'll probably happen. Although basically, like if the captain is incapacitated, then like I'm pretty sure that the first officer takes command. But yeah. There's some stealth. Why would the captain do stealth? I know you have only seen Enterprise, but Enterprise is incredibly atypical of Star Trek. You know, like the captain is not supposed to. It's only because Scott Bakula wanted his ego stroked and rubbed and until it came. But like basically, like, the captain doesn't go on the away missions. He's not supposed to go on the away missions. It's super duper bad for the captain to not be on the ship. Basically, he's only supposed to be not on the ship for diplomatic reasons. That's the only time where it's, you know, it's regulations in Starfleet. The captain and the engineer, which is also why it's very funny why, you know, like most of the episodes are to do with either the captain or the engineer of the Enterprise in Enterprise off the ship, and it fucking annoys me, but whatever, it's hilarious because Captain Archer is crazy. Anyway, yeah, that doesn't happen. He doesn't need to go do stealth stuff usually. So yeah, like you've got all the other members of the crew that some of them are in command positions. Just pick one of them. Just whenever there's like not stuff that happens on the or off the ship and stuff like that, then like yeah, let's pick one of them. Anyway, I don't know if I should write it. I mean, impreg is kind of hot, but I'm not gonna explain. Impreg, not impreg. Like, I don't really consider the alien abduction thing where they impreg. Like I said, they don't. That stuff doesn't. Like, I fucking hate impreg stuff. I don't like it. That's messed up, you know. But alien impregnation is different because it's funnier. That's the only reason. It's because it's funnier. Because these creatures don't technically exist, you know. So it's like that's funny. That makes it funny, you know. Anyway, um, we lost a view. Yeah, I'm not paying attention to that. I'm gonna go soon-ish. Anyway, uh, make the fat guy the doctor. Well, that would be a good excuse of like, oh well, you know, they're the doctor. They don't usually scan themselves. You know, they have all the excuses. If they're being controlled by like a fungus, like I said, or like a parasite or something that's like messing with their brain chemistry to make them less concerned about what's happening to them or whatever, then yeah, it might even prevent them from noticing stuff about themselves as well. So yeah, you can basically excuse that. Somebody will point it out before they notice stuff. So yeah, unless they are just a fat guy, a fat doctor. Like yeah, non-coms. I was trying to remember the whole thing. It's like that's what I'm technically am as well, so that's funny. But like I would be a non-com, a non-commissioned officer. So you don't have to go through the academy and stuff, but you do have to go through Starfleet training, but basic training, which is not hard, I guess. So yeah. Okay. I am gonna go have a shower. I'm gonna go bathe, and then I'm gonna go eat. Well, I'm probably gonna eat first, and then I'm gonna go bathe. So yeah. Anybody got anything they want to ask me or say to me? Now is the time. Ew. I'm gonna wait for responses, and while I'm waiting, I'm uploading the next picture.
Tamara. Hi, it's really nice to meet you.
What the hell, babe? Are you serious? I've been here for hours starving. I've been waiting for you to cook my nuggets, okay? I don't know how to work the oven. I don't understand this stuff. You are the most toxic person I know.
Wait. inside voice. That's better. Oh my god, that is amazing. 30-year-old men and trading cards. I just can't get enough of them. So can you like get him to do like tricks and stuff? Oh my god, yeah. Just what? Elias. Eyes, look. Good. No way, he does tricks. Good boy, yes.
Sorry.
Wait. Wait.
Babe? Babe? What the f***, babe? You told me that you'd take me to McDonald's. I've been sitting in a car trying to watch my boomers on my iPad this whole time. You've been up here f***ing around? Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh! What's that? What's that?
Wait.
That's terrible. You have a pick request? A pick or a vid? I'm sending that to Itchy. Yeah, a pick or a vid. Okay. Did you want to send me it? Did you want me to send the information for what you want, or were you gonna send me a reference picture, or are you just gonna ask me to do something with my next picture? I can only do so many pictures a day. I can do more vid clips a day. So yeah. But you can send me in private if you want, if you don't want it to be on here. I don't think I have that one. Why do people in my comments for my pictures on Instagram, why do they say, good afternoon, or good morning? You know? So uncool. The AI vid clips, how much are they? It depends exactly what you want me to do. Because if it's too difficult, then it would take a lot to actually do. I just try to do one thing. I basically just like, I've got this picture of like smoke coming out of my nostrils, and I basically wanted it to like do an inflation picture, but with the steam, like make that kind of steam coming out of me and stuff. And oh my god, the results are annoying because it does do it, but it basically does it in completely the way that I don't tell it to do. And it took me an hour to basically like get it to do exactly what I wanted it to do. And even then, it didn't do it correctly. It was just by pure chance that I got the ones that I actually got from that. But yeah, it's so annoying. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, it depends what exactly it is, because like the more attempts I get that I do to get it to do it right, then the more that I want to charge people, because I only get so many attempts a day and it's not free. So yeah. Maybe it's a bat. I mean a vid clip, like actually like a video clip of something. $50 is my usual rate. What does Lindo Dorso mean? It won't translate that for me. Somebody put a comment on one of my things. Okay, well, you're gonna have to give me some, like, some more instructions. You know. Drop me a message with exactly what you'd like to see, and I'll go do that. Oh, stop it! Just trying to upload one picture. God damn it! Sounds Portuguese. It just won't translate on my thing. I don't know. It does sound fairly kind of like Latin.
Hardest part about raising a daughter for me is I need her to listen to me and I need her to respect me, but I also want to show her the respect that I want her to seek out in a partner. Does that make sense? And that's a hard balancing act. Because I say crazy things in my house. I'll say things like, put your phone down, get your ass over here and pick this up. That is okay for a father to say, but not a boyfriend. If a boyfriend uses this tone with you, you leave his ass, but by God, you're going to pick this shit up for your dad. It's nice of you to cheer, but you know that's a daddy issue. Hardest part about raising a daughter for me is I need her to listen to me, and I need her to respect me.
Right, stop. Yep. Not scrolling. I'm here to post the pictures and listen to you guys. Seriously though, you have to tell me what you would like to see / do. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. But you can still tell me what you'd like to see or do. Oh my god. Like you can still like tell me, and then I'll bill you. You know. I don't mind when you pay me as long as you do pay me. So don't worry about it. I'll cut my nails. Again, already. I feel like I said this on one of my last streams. Go cut my nails. Yeah, they're growing back again. I'm having like a high testosterone bullshit thing going on. When you're not drunk, will you remember? You're gonna write down in a note that you got to do that. Right, Discord. Oh, it's doing the thing where it's poking the screen by itself in the wrong places. There it is. So I've got to shut it down. There we go. Do you need Papa Tubbs to tell you, to remind you to go do that? Trans person. The fuck are you talking about? New collaboration I make this year? The fuck? Okay. Right, okay. Now has anybody got anything else that they need to ask me or say to me before I go? I'm really tempted to go, just like to not have a shower. But at the same time, like, my hair looks awful. I know that's a very very vain thing to say, but this side's not so bad. It looks a bit shiny though, but it's not so bad. But this side, yeah. What the hell are you talking about with the whole like new collaboration thing? Bedraggled. I called you trans person because basically it's the first part of your name, and I'm not going to say all of that. They mean celebration. Yeah, probably. Okay. Anybody else got anything that they want to say or ask me? I will make it out of my office. I will. My butt's falling asleep. No, of course, that's at the end. I need to ask. I need a confirmation that at least one person is okay for me to actually leave. It's saying whenever a new year starts. No, it's not. I have never heard that before. But whatever, man. Have a good new year to you too, even though you're like 4 days out of date, but it's fine. It is for them, yeah, probably. Well, that's why I'm not mad at them or anything. It's all good. Seriously, what the hell? Are we good? Can I go away now? Anybody else? No? Dust. Anybody? No? Dust. Anybody? No? Oh, don't say it like that. Yeah, I just said don't say it like that. I know there's delay. But yeah. We all good? Whatever. Okie doke. Oh, my bum. Oh, stretch. Belly rubs. And belly salute. And yeah, I will try not to be so stuck to my phone. And be back, like, if not tomorrow, but the next day. Who knows? I'll also be trying to do more Discord stuff. Again, I've been distracting myself with my phone so much that I haven't been playing on the computer, so I haven't been on, like, doing the thing that I said that I was going to do. But to be fair, the phone wasn't supposed to come until today, and it's here, so yeah. I cannot help it. It's a really good phone. Ugh. Anyway. Doodle.